For the moment, there is no way to validate all of the claims you've made. For now, I'll just catalog them in here. With that said, I can usually tell the difference between the unctuous and the sincere, which is why I personally guarantee your safety. You're Cadet Armin Arlert, is that correct? You mentioned a plan to harness this so-called Titan ability, and then utilize your friend's power to retake the city. Do you believe it could work? Or were you grasping at straws to try and save your hides?
But ever since I was a child, I've asked myself, why would the government have to kill my father for nothing more than getting close to the truth? Despite the cruelty of it, I'd hoped their motives at least might have been noble. I no longer believed that there was any justification for my father's death. He was killed by human greed, and by the sheer stupidity of his own son. I can't tell you why, but I know in my gut that my father's words were true. I've made it my mission in this life to atone to my father by showing the world he was right.
She looked, and on the screen it read, "I've been asked to take you to a certain place." The bike moved silently, but once in a while it brayed like a horse. It all seemed so unreal to her. But the rider she was clinging to felt quite real as they moved through the night.
I've kinda known who you were long before you and I even met in class.
Huh?
When I came to the school to register, I saw a list of names on a desk as I was handing in my paperwork. I noticed one of the names right away. I thought it was cool. The guy with that name was right next to me.
I was right in the middle of a threesome with a dryad and a sylph. Both of whom, I might add, are better in the sack than you ever were. I just wanted to make sure you needed me before I accepted your invite. And of course you do. No surprise. Bucky Barnes. He was Cap's partner. They were close friends and ran a lot of missions together during the war.
I could see that Seiji was growing odder and odder by the day. He kept trying to sneak into my uncle's study, and once he was in, he would stare at it for hours. What he loved was not a person. It had no heart, not even a body.
Right now, I should be focused on the battle. She may be way up at rank 2 or whatever, but I can't just leave everything to one little girl. I happen to have my own ways of fighting enemies in the air. Like this!
I've taught you the forms, but for some reason your execution deviates from the ideal. You're a handful, Velvet. But I will say you do resemble Claude in some. He was a strange person himself. He always wore this peculiar cape, for instance.
I believe our arrangement said that—
Tend to? That sounds awfully churlish to me.
but no. See, you may be a giant, but my attention, I say for real grown-ups,